Queen Camilla and Prince William, Duke of Cambridge, recently surprised many in the British royal family, leading to widespread astonishment at Buckingham Palace. The tension appears to have stemmed from lingering feelings, with William expressing his deepest thoughts. Some close to the royal family have suggested that Prince William's statement to Queen Camilla represents a difficult emotion to express within the royal family. This raises questions about underlying differences that may have existed for a long time. Let's dig deeper to discover the insider views of the royal family and what factors may have created a situation the public has never seen. Obvious disrespect. Recently, Duchess Kate received a lot of media attention after she appeared to refuse to bow to Queen Camilla while attending a major public event. There was a lot of speculation about the potential for tension between the two royals due to the incident, which was seen on video. A bow is the customary way for the Princess of Wales to show respect to the Queen. It is a formal requirement. Kate's decision to forego this customary gesture has been seen by some as a cause of deeper conflict within the royal family. Even though the moment was brief, it has added a new dimension to the ongoing conversation about the dynamics and relationships that exist between senior members of the monarchy. One of the observations that can be drawn from the coronation film is that as the king and queen leave the throne and walk towards the exit of Westminster Abbey, everyone there bows and curtsies to the monarch, but they do not move when Queen Camilla walks past. This reaction may be a result of dissatisfaction with Camilla, especially since she invited 20 guests to the coronation but left out 4 members of the Middleton family, who played a significant role in her rise to power. It is said that this exclusion caused a lot of resentment not only among the Middletons, but also between Kate and William, as well as Prince Harry, resulting in a palpable mood of anger that permeates the congregation near the throne. Speculation about the dynamics within the British royal family has arisen due to the recent public event in which Kate decided not to curtsy to Queen Camilla. This event has attracted the attention of royal watchers and the media. While this episode may seem insignificant, it highlights the intricate structure of the royal protocol, the exchanges that take place between senior royals, and the public's constant interest in even the smallest gestures associated with the monarchy. The British royal family has been steeped in tradition for years, and therefore their every move, gesture, and word often carries significant meaning. In particular, the bow gesture goes beyond mere politeness. In the context of the royal framework, it serves as a symbol of respect and recognition of an individual's hierarchical status. Therefore, the decision by Duchess Kate not to bow to the current queen, despite being the wife of the future king, was a potentially revealing moment. During the royal family meeting, there was a noticeable tension that observers noticed. All eyes were on Kate as she approached Queen Camilla. As the Princess of Wales, Kate is expected to show respect to Camilla, who is of higher status, because Camilla is the one holding the higher position. Instead of performing the traditional greeting, Kate simply nodded before continuing the conversation. That alone has been enough to spark a wave of speculation and discussion, with some insiders suggesting that recent events may have led to a strain in Kate's relationship with Camilla. This modest break from established protocol, although small, has been enough in itself to spark a sea of speculation and commentary. There is no denying that the royal family has faced numerous challenges throughout their history. These have ranged from the unexpected passing of Princess Diana to ongoing issues with public perception and media scrutiny. These challenges have been known to lead to rifts between family members at times, and it seems that these tensions may now be spilling out into the public sphere. It is possible that the disagreement may have arisen due to the different ways in which Kate and Camilla have chosen to carry out their royal duties. Kate, known for her progressive views and her emphasis on issues related to children and health, has received much appreciation not only in the UK but also from people from other countries. She has received much praise for her calm demeanor and unwavering dedication to her duties, especially among young royal fans. In contrast, Camilla's path to becoming queen has been fraught with obstacles, one of which was her historically problematic relationship with King Charles, which was first questioned by the public. Over time, Camilla has worked to build her own identity within the monarchy. She has focused her efforts on social issues. Although they approach things differently, both women share a common interest in the monarchy and their families. However, a recent event suggests that there may be a deeper divide in how they view their work and their roles concerning each other. Some sources close to the royal family have suggested that there may have been differences in how they handled specific royal duties and public appearances. This could have led to a gradual buildup of tension, eventually manifesting itself in a recent public incident. The British royal family has come under increasing public scrutiny on many occasions due to the dynamics of their interpersonal relationships. For example, the relationship between Queen Elizabeth II and Princess Diana has often been portrayed as complicated. This is due to Diana's widespread popularity and contemporary attitudes that sometimes clashed with the traditional traditions of the monarchy. Similar to the previous example, the dynamics between Prince Harry, Meghan Markle, and the rest of the royal family have attracted significant media attention and public discourse. This is particularly true following the couple's decision to step back from royal duties and subsequent revelations about their experiences within the family. People's views of the monarchy are heavily influenced by these personal interactions, alongside the official duties they undertake and their public appearances. The public in the UK, along with audiences around the world, are highly invested in the royal family. They are seen not only as leaders but also as symbols of continuity, tradition, and national identity. The consequence of this is that any sign of dissent or departure from established family norms leads to further speculation and discussion. The circumstances surrounding Kate and Camilla have shed light on the challenges involved in negotiating the complex terrain of royal protocol. While the laws and traditions of the monarchy are designed to maintain order and respect, they can often be difficult to navigate, especially when it comes to personal feelings. Within the confines of the royal family, Kate's decision not to curtsy may be a way for her to express her uniqueness and autonomy. This is because the royal family is quite strict. As a bastion of continuity and stability in an ever-changing world, the British royal family is often seen as a bastion of continuity and stability due to its grandeur and long-standing traditions. On the other hand, events like the one that unfolded between Princess Kate and Queen Camilla shed light on the more human side of this historic institution. These are instances where personal relationships and emotions intersect with the demands of established duty and protocol. At first glance, the decision to forego a salute may seem quite ordinary. However, within the context of royal life, it has enormous significance. This performance sheds light on the complex dynamics and difficulties inherent in being a member of a family that is not only unique, but also subject to intense public scrutiny. Given that the media and public continue to speculate about the consequences of this incident, it is a timely reminder that, despite their high status, members of the royal family are not immune to the complexities of personal relationships. Prince Harry has revealed his surprise at the passing of his mother, Princess Diana, in an interview that is both candid and informative. He took a step back and described his reaction. The strong sense of denial he displayed was evident when he said he could not accept her disappearance because he was under the impression that she would never leave them. He also suggested that there may have been a greater purpose at play, noting that she would be saddened by the circumstances, but would appreciate the importance of facing some hardship to allow healing within the family. He said she would be disappointed by the circumstances. Princess Diana died after a crash in the Pont de l'Alma tunnel in Paris that happened 20 years ago. The tragedy, which had been shrouded in mystery and debate for a considerable period, was finally resolved by Prince Harry, who established long-standing allegations that her passing was not an accident, but something else. His discoveries sent shockwaves around the world, and they reignited conversations regarding the circumstances surrounding her passing. These revelations have sparked considerable debate and discussion around the world, and have resonated around the world. A new wave of skepticism and suspicion has been directed at the British royal family, which has been under a lot of scrutiny for many concerns over the years. It is increasingly clear that both the general public and the media are beginning to question the extent to which the ruling elite are involved and the extent to which they can go to protect their interests. With Prince Harry's candid book now making headlines, it's hard not to wonder whether the royal family can handle these latest comments. The long-held narrative surrounding Princess Diana's death is being seriously challenged by Harry's new comments. Now, questions are being asked about whether the official story, which has given millions of mourners a sense of closure that is both uncomfortable and certain, is accurate. The public at large is obliged to reassess their views of what happened in light of Harry's new information. The fact that many people have already resolved their grief based on previously available information makes this reassessment all the more astonishing. Given the implications of Harry's words, it is heartbreaking to contemplate the possibility that the death of someone who was not only a royal icon, but also a dedicated humanitarian and respected public figure, was the result of intentional malice. Moreover, Harry's confession contains information that goes beyond the circumstances surrounding his mother's passing. His abiding optimism that she might still be alive was something he communicated to others, a sentiment he held for a very long time after her death. The revelation not only sheds light on the truth about Princess Diana, but also provides Harry with a platform to share his struggles and challenges within the royal family. A well-known trait of Prince Harry is his willingness to express his thoughts and feelings. The perception of him as a nonconformist who is not afraid to question established norms has been strong throughout his life. A clear sign of his intention to forge his own identity, his choice to move to the United States with his bride Meghan Markle, is a clear indication of his intention to separate himself from the royal family. This is a significant change compared to the usual expectations of the royal family. In the statement they released, Harry and Meghan reaffirmed their commitment to achieving financial independence. Judging by Harry's comments, it seems that his reasons are more than just a personal choice. In addition, they are based on a great desire to investigate and provide answers regarding the events surrounding his mother's death. It seems that Harry is eager to atone for his past mistakes, despite his complicated relationship with the media. This therefore raises questions regarding the information he holds about Princess Diana, as well as the topic of whether this action was his best choice. Users are actively sharing their views, engaging in debates, and expressing their sadness on social media platforms, which has caused widespread discussion. The worldwide reaction to Prince Harry's discoveries has been one of shock and disbelief, which has caused widespread discussion. Princess Diana was deeply loved by everyone. As dawn broke on the day of her burial, people gathered on the streets of London. An additional 20,000 police officers have been deployed to control the crowds of mourners who have gathered. Based on Prince Harry's recent comments, a deeper investigation into the circumstances surrounding Princess Diana's death may be initiated. If those responsible are found to be incompetent, it is clear that the public is demanding accountability. One user expressed that those involved should face consequences, regardless of the authority or influence they wielded. Millions of people around the world, even those living outside the borders of the British Commonwealth, viewed Princess Diana as a symbol of compassion and humanity. The revelation could also spark calls for justice from countries with close ties to the British monarchy, such as Australia, Canada, and New Zealand. Thanks to Prince Harry's announcement, historians and scholars now have a new opportunity to investigate and research. Based on the newly released documents, the historical discourse surrounding Princess Diana's death will need to be more closely scrutinized. There is a growing expectation that researchers, investigators, journalists, and the public will investigate this emerging story, which has significant implications for the British royal family. In pursuing the truth, scholars are expected to undergo a process of interviews, archival research, and re-evaluation of existing documents. We are taking photos of her sitting in the back seat of a car in order to gain a better and more accurate understanding of the circumstances surrounding her death. These photos have then been sent back to newsrooms across the country. To ensure that the historical narrative accurately depicts the truth, this scholarly investigation is required to distinguish between facts and simple assumptions. Given that this revelation provides a platform for investigating key topics such as justice, morality, and power dynamics, it is likely that educational institutions will include this case in their curriculum. Therefore, it is not uncommon to encounter debates on this topic in your history or political science classes. This is especially true when your teacher explores Princess Diana's legacy, the stories surrounding her passing, and the causes that led to her passing. Was her passing truly an accident, as is widely believed, or as Prince Harry rightly claims? While these findings may not necessarily provide any further evidence, they certainly add to the current discussion. Prince Harry's journey can be understood as a metaphor for a larger search for truth and justice. His integrity is demonstrated by his willingness to express his concerns, despite being fully aware of the potential consequences. They are positioned to go down in history as powerful examples for others, motivating them to fight for what is right, even in the face of hardship or risk. Prince Harry's actions are intended to inspire others to fight for what is right. Ultimately, the commitment to acting in a manner consistent with ethical principles is the most important aspect of this endeavor. For the royal family, The implications of this discovery pose a huge obstacle, as the institution must negotiate a complex and sometimes hostile environment, while simultaneously trying to protect its members and maintain its legacy. In the wake of the ongoing war with King Charles, Prince Harry's relationship with his family was already strained. This is especially true given the fact that the conflict was already in progress. In light of this latest admission and revelation, the tensions that already existed will likely become much more intense, thus proving that the entire royal family is on the brink of facing new difficulties. Conversations about the internal dynamics of the British royal family, which serves as a bridge between royal tradition and modernity, have been renewed in the wake of this unexpected event. A complex effort, the problem of reconciling tradition with the demands of contemporary relationships, is brought to light by this event, highlighting the constant transformation the monarchy is undergoing as it tries to maintain its relevance in the 21st century. As Kate and other younger royals take on increasingly prominent roles in the coming years, events like this will likely impact how the public views them and how their family interacts with each other. Do you believe they will stick to established traditions? Or do you believe they will attempt to redefine their responsibilities to suit their personal beliefs and the changing expectations of society? Finding the answer to this question will be of vital importance in determining the direction the monarchy will take in the future. Not only for the royal family, but also for those who pay close attention to their story, this incident serves as a moment of reflection for the time being. It highlights the ongoing conflict that exists between individual feelings and societal expectations, which is a theme that has historically been associated with the British monarchy. A global audience will be watching the development of the situation, and it will be fascinating to see how the royal family responds to this most recent crisis and what implications it bears for the institution's future trajectory during this time. The story of the British royal family is marked by resiliency, adaptation, and the continual act of striking a balance between innovation and tradition. This decision has sent shockwaves across the United Kingdom and beyond. King Charles III has abdicated his position as the king of the British royal family, which is a surprising occurrence that has sent shockwaves around the world. It has been said that Camilla, the queen consort, has been greatly affected by this turn of events. Sources close to the palace have described her as crying as a result of the situation. The choice that was made constitutes a significant turning point in the history of the United Kingdom, since it would drastically alter the future of the monarchy in ways that were before without possibility. Following a series of secret conversations with members of the royal family, which culminated in the king's official abdication, the news was made. An important new chapter in the long-standing institution began with the announcement of King Charles III's departure, which has had widespread reverberations across the world. This unanticipated decision, which has caught many people off guard, was the result of long confidential discussions that took place inside the royal family. Reports from individuals close to Buckingham Palace indicate that Queen Consort Camilla has been profoundly impacted by the events that have transpired, with tales stating that she has been reduced to tears as a result of these developments. This highlights the gravity of the issue. The choice made by King Charles to abdicate has caused the foundations of the monarchy to be deeply shaken, and it has left both the general people and those who monitor the royal family in a condition of heightened surprise. Following the passing of Queen Elizabeth II, Charles succeeded to the throne by his position as the heir apparent, which had been the subject of a protracted period of expectation. Although his reign has been relatively brief, it has been marked by efforts to modernize the monarchy and react to the changing dynamics of British society. Such efforts have been a hallmark of his reign. Despite this, his decision to stand down signals a considerable departure from royal history, which is characterized by the rarity of abdications and the fact that serious repercussions are frequently associated with them. Over the days leading up to the announcement, there were rumblings of anxiety and doubt inside the royal family. According to those with knowledge of the situation, Charles was subjected to a growing amount of pressure to reevaluate his position from both external groups and members of his own family. According to reports, the topics of discussion included the health of the king, the feelings of the general population, and the future of the monarchy. Despite the challenges, many people anticipated that Charles would continue to fulfill his royal responsibilities. The fact that he ultimately chose to abdicate, on the other hand, highlights the significant weight of the circumstances that he had to take into consideration. Considering that Camilla has been a supporter of Charles for a considerable amount of time, it is thought that she has been particularly affected by this choice. The potential that Charles would abdicate the throne has added a personal dimension to the problem, which has intensified the emotional weight she is facing. She has already been subjected to her fair share of public scrutiny and challenges in her role as queen consort, a threat to the royal family. The couple claim that Camilla is deeply unhappy and struggling to come to terms with the new reality that has come into their lives. Her tearful expression reflects the deep emotional toll this choice has taken on those who are members of the royal family. A major change in the line of succession has come as a direct result of King Charles's decision to abdicate. The decision has wide-ranging and complex implications for the royal family. As Prince William is now expected to ascend the throne sooner than originally expected, the change could have significant implications for the monarchy. This is because William's vision for the future of the monarchy may be very different from his father's. Following the death of Queen Elizabeth, the British public also faced this news, which raised the possibility of another change in leadership shortly after her death. Global leaders and royal families around the world have reacted to this internationally significant decision. Since the British monarchy has traditionally been seen as a symbol of continuity and stability, the abdication of a reigning monarch is an extremely rare and significant event. Allies and observers are now paying close attention to the changes taking place in the United Kingdom. They are trying to understand why Charles made his decision and what consequences it will have for one of the world's most prestigious institutions. There has been a lot of speculation and analysis in the media since the news broke. Analysts are investigating the king's decision to abdicate, considering many variables that may have played a role in the decision. These factors include personal health issues, as well as the strategic intention of facilitating the succession of a younger leader. Given that Charles's popularity has changed significantly over time, the impact on public sentiment is significant. There is a school of thought among observers that the king may see his resignation as a way to boost the monarchy, allowing Prince William and his wife Catherine to take on more important responsibilities. Both the royal family and the nation entered a period of introspection and uncertainty as a result of King Charles III's decision to abdicate. A major turning point in modern history was reached due to this unique choice, which was the result of a complex interplay of personal, family, and public considerations, among many other factors. This particular incident may constitute a pivotal moment that could potentially change the trajectory of the British royal institution, even though the monarchy has had its share of problems in the past. In the weeks leading up to the abdication, there were hints of dissatisfaction within the royal family with the current administration. Those present noticed a change in Charles's public demeanor. The routine and dutiful appearances he had previously displayed had become increasingly subdued for him. The responsibilities that came with being king seemed to be weighing on him within the walls of the palace. There was speculation that the king was struggling to cope with the responsibilities of his position, which had become more difficult due to health issues and the increasingly complex political situation in the United Kingdom. Although no official statement was made at the time, there were whispers that the king was facing these difficulties. There were reports that King Charles had sought support from his closest advisors, including prominent members of the royal family as well as loyal confidants. As Charles pondered the importance of his duties in the context of his circumstances, conversations around the subject were marked by a high level of intensity and deep emotional involvement. In making his decision, it is believed that he considered all possible outcomes, including the impact his decision would have on the monarchy, his family, and the nation as a whole. In the end, it seems that the king came to the conclusion that retiring was the one that was the most responsible and honorable possible choice. During this period, Queen Consort Camilla has dealt with a very challenging situation. She is well known for her resiliency and quiet grit, and she has been supporting Charles through all of the ups and downs that come with being in public life. Despite this, it has been said that she is quite uneasy about the prospect of him abdicating his position as king. The emotional response that Camilla had highlights the personal sacrifices that were involved, as well as the human component of what is typically thought to be a problem that is only related to institutions. Not only does the fact that she has shed tears indicate that she is concerned for Charles, but it also indicates that she is anticipating substantial changes that they will experience as a pair as they transition from the roles that they have been preparing to fulfill for a long time. There is a good chance that the royal family, which has been given the responsibility of handling this transition, will go through a period of internal readjustment. His preparedness to come to the throne will need to be expedited, and Prince William, who has been carefully preparing for his future monarchy, will need to meet this need. It is believed that his eventual ascent will inject the monarchy with new energy and direction, aligning it with the aspirations of a contemporary and varied group of people in Britain. On the other hand, it is anticipated that this transition will be fraught with difficulties, as William will be required to manage the delicate balance between honoring the traditions of the monarchy and embracing the progressive reforms that are considered needed for the monarchy's continued existence in the 21st century. In the course of the nation's journey through this enormous shift, responses have been quite diverse. In recognition of King Charles's unshakable dedication to his obligations and his aggressive position on critical issues as climate change and social inequality, individuals who have supported him for a long time are filled with a pervasive sense of melancholy and a sense of longing for the past. To what extent does the general population see the king coming? On the other hand, there is a cautious optimism that persists as the nation expects the future leadership of Prince William. There is a great reverence for the monarchy's lasting existence and the symbolic value it carries within the context of national identity, despite the fact that the British people frequently give the monarchy feedback. It is expected that the upcoming months will play a crucial role in molding the public's impression of this transition and the consequences it has for the relevance of the monarchy in a global context that is constantly shifting. On a global scale, the decision of King Charles to abdicate his throne has evoked a wide variety of responses, with royal families from all across Europe expressing their support and understanding of the difficult decision that he had to make. As King Charles III stepped from his sleek black Range Rover, the bustling streets of Brick Lane came to a halt for a brief moment of silence. It was about to happen that the monarch, who was known for his reclusive temperament, was going to embark on an unexpected voyage that would spark social media and attract the attention of people all over the world. At the moment when King Charles walked into the inconspicuous Bangladeshi eatery known as Graham Banglar, nobody could have possibly guessed the events that were going to take place. Following the arrival of King Charles at a foreign eating institution, a sequence of events transpired that captivated the attention of both the customers and the employees of the particular place. This investigation dives into the unanticipated visit that King Charles and Queen Consort Camilla made to Gra Banga, a Bangladeshi restaurant situated on Brick Lane in East London. Brick Lane is well known for its abundance of curry restaurants and its diverse cultural fabric. The arrival of the royal pair, which occurred on a February afternoon, caught everyone off guard and elicited a mixture of bewilderment and excitement from those who witnessed it. A pleasant and approachable atmosphere was created by King Charles, who was dressed in his characteristic suit. This atmosphere was in stark contrast to the normal expectations that are generally associated with royal behavior. During the course of his interactions with the customers of the restaurant, the initial surprise that he was there eventually evolved into a tangible joy that engulfed everyone who was present. While he was there, King Charles, who is known for his generally quiet attitude, interacted with both the staff and the customers of the restaurant in a natural and effortless manner. He engaged in a cordial conversation with the proprietor, Shams Uddin, who has devoted more than 20 years to serving the neighborhood. Through his encounters with the establishment, the king displayed a genuine interest in the restaurant's history as well as its cuisine. When he approached the counter in an impromptu demonstration of inquiry, he inquired, "What are you making?" "This is a moment that will be remembered for a very long time." The young waiter said, "It's a mango lassi, Your Majesty," while pointing to a blender that was already in action. In a turn of events that was completely unexpected, Charles made a request to experience the process of preparing one. As the King of England rolled up his sleeves and walked behind the counter, the workers at the restaurant, who had been temporarily taken aback, could only nod in agreement. This image of the king engaged in such a mundane pastime struck a chord with bystanders, and a significant number of them took pictures of the scene they saw on their mobile devices. As the news of the royal visit spread, social media rapidly became flooded with a variety of perspectives and viewpoints. Recordings of King Charles preparing a mango lassi were widely shared, and trending hashtags were used to accompany the recordings. The sight of the king taking part in such a mundane pastime struck a chord with people all around the world, since it offered a more personal depiction of him in comparison to the formal events that he typically attended. During a tour of East London, what was ostensibly a brief halt turned into a phenomenon that quickly spread throughout the digital world. Unexpectedly, the visit to Gr. Banga highlighted a new aspect of King Charles, one that is marked by approachability, curiosity, and a willingness to connect with the many cultures that are present in the United Kingdom. Based on the observations of many who witnessed this cultural interchange, it has been proposed that the event came to symbolize a more modern and approachable British monarchy. The visit of the king was one of several engagements that took place in East London. These engagements were aimed to bring attention to the cultural legacy of the region, as well as the contributions made by its immigrant populations. In addition to this, the king's experience at the restaurant was not what anybody had anticipated, and it won the hearts of many people who were informed about the contact. A man whose life has been impacted by duty, tradition, and a desire for relevance in the modern world, having been born over 7 decades ago, King Charles III's personality was revealed through the unforgettable moment that included the Mango Lassie in Brick Lane. Thanks for watching the video. Please like, share, and follow us for the latest celebrity updates. Hope to see you in the next videos.